Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Welcome, dear friends, to Kardec Radio and the Spirit Society of Virginia, here with you in one more online spiritual care. Online spiritual care is our meeting that extends to all of our homes. Yes, everywhere we are, it's an extension of this work. In the Spirit Society of Virginia, at this time, we have the spiritual treatment. Since we are online, we have been advised by the good spirits to extend this opportunity to all of our homes. So you and I can participate at this moment of this concession from on high. And don't forget your bottled water. It could be a jar, could be a glass, a cup, as long as we keep it aside. It could be tap water, it could be mineral water. It's up to you. We don't do sparkling water because it changes the properties, but we do just plain simple water, okay? And ideally room temperature, because we know that ectoplasm works best at room temperature. When the temperature is lower, it changes, it changes the fluidic dynamics of the substances in general. So ideally, room temperature, okay? That's the best way to go. And we have a lot to share. But let us begin with a message and a prayer as way and means for us 30 minutes. But in the spiritual realm, it's quality, it's not quantity. It's about us focusing. Don't browse the internet. Don't now the stove, the oven, now it's time to stop and stay here together, forming a current. All right? And our dear Daisy is here with us. And she's going to read for us, right, Daisy?
That's right, Vanessa. Hello, everyone. So tonight we are going to read a message from the book Living Spirit, psychographed by Chico Xavier by the Spirit Neio. And tonight's message is number 169. It's titled, Let Us Seek Eternity. Although the outer man is wasting away, the inner man is being renewed day by day. This is in Paul to the Corinthians 4:16. Do not allow yourself to be discouraged when faced with changes in your physical equipment. Let us seek eternity. Disease do not touch the soul if they are not the result of regrets of the conscience. Old age does not affect the spirit if we are trying to live according to the light of immortality. Youthfulness is not a state of the flesh. There are young people in the world who have hearts filled with dreadful ruins. Let us remember that the inner man continues to be renewed. The struggle enriches it with experience. Pain purifies emotions, and sacrifice tempers its character. The incarnate spirit goes through constant transformations outwardly in order to purify itself and evolve inwardly. Remember that the time you spend on earth is but a spiritual journey. Just as traveler wears sandals, wearing them out along the way, our souls makes use of forms, utilizing them on the ascending march towards the greater light. Therefore, open your hearts, receiver, to the sublime wave of noble ideas and the most beautiful thoughts. Let us learn to live far from the termite of discouragement, and our spirit, even if faced with the hardest trials of infirmity or old age, will be like a shining sun, expressing itself in songs of work and joy, expelling darkness and bitterness whenever we might be.
Thank you so much, Daisy, for this special opportunity of revisiting the truth. The message by Emmanuel brings us another angle we need to absorb. Now we invite everyone to join us in a prayer. Prayer is communication with God, as Kardec says in the Spirit's book, in the Gospel according to Spiritism. And he's now inviting us, the On High is inviting us, God, to connect consciously. All right? Dear loving messengers of God, who kindly come our way, entering our homes, we apologize for the lack of spiritual cleanliness. Sometimes we're so focused on the material cleaning that we forget to cleanse our homes with our vibrations, with our thoughts. Only God, merciful and good, sends help our way anyhow. Please feel welcomed by all of us. May everyone in both realms who is in need of treatment, rescue, protection, receive it. And we know, dear messengers, that God has sent you to help us, as promised by Jesus Christ. We're never forsaken by you. Thank you for the rays of sunlight during this day, the warm temperature that invites us to celebrate life. And we celebrate new life within ourselves. Thank you for inviting us to this togetherness and to serve together, forming a current of healing that shall benefit everyone who is doing spiritual treatments at a distance, who has their names in the book of prayer at the Spiritist Society of Virginia. We visualize everyone receiving the visit of loving messengers, doctors, nurses, and therapists. May this moment feel a true blessing for us, and sacred as it is. Please guide us and protect us as you grant us the permission to begin this moment of deep therapy for all of us, and so be it. Wow, dear friends, what a joy. We are here and Jesus has more to teach us. Right, Carol?
Right. Jesus is always prepared to inspire us, support us, and take us up to the next level. Thank goodness he is the guide and model for us. And tonight, Master Jesus is going to tell us a special story entitled The Priceless Tree. The story is a real life account reported to us by the spirit Neio Lucio through the mediumship of Chico Xavier in the book Jesus in the Home. We are referring tonight specifically to chapter 46. So let us hear, dear friends, directly from the Master, visualizing the Master amongst us and allowing his very words to function as remedies for all of our souls. Let us then begin our journey with the Master. Neio Lucio reports to us that the Master was in a gathering amongst his closest friends and disciples when old Zebedee asked, Lord, can you tell us a story about the work of fraternal union? And the Master, of course, responded benevolently by telling an allegorical story that we shall share with all of us, amongst all of us tonight. The Master says, there was a time when people experienced confusion, misery, and suffering. Right there, we can put a pause and bring to our hearts the certainty that our Master understands us, loves us, and accepts us exactly as we are. If we are feeling confused, if we are experiencing some sort of suffering, we need not to be ashamed because the Master, as it shows in the image here, is prepared to extend a fraternal hand to us. Then the Master continues, the merciful Father, seeing the confusion and misery that people were experiencing, sent them a benevolent messenger bearing the seeds from the tree of happiness and peace. Whom amongst us does not wish to experience happiness and peace? What kind of tree might the Master be telling us about? We shall find out, dear friends. So the Master continues by explaining to us that this glorious plant would produce flowers of light and fruits of gold. And the Master tells us as well that the tree was so precious that one would be enough for an entire community, and that its fruits could guarantee the well-being of the entire world. But the people about whom the Master is speaking refused to cooperate with each other. Some, the Master say, had fertilizer, others had water, others had good soil. Instead of uniting and working for the common good, the people refused to cooperate with each other by sharing their talents. Most just thought of their selfish interests and the fruits of gold. So, two therapeutic questions for us at this very moment. Let us put a pause to our study and view the scriptures. We know that all of us are given talents, gifts from God. We are the tree ourselves because God has given us the possibility to bear fruits by sharing our gifts, God-given gifts, with one another. So, question number one for us tonight. Are we aware of the God-given talents that were kindly given to us in this reincarnation? For example, our voice might be one of our talents. Are we sharing these talents with one another by speaking words of kindness, words of tolerance, words of reconciliation, words of hope, words of forgiveness to one another? Another talent we have is our thoughts. Are we utilizing our thoughts to vibrate, irradiate, share hope with one another? Or are we using these talents that were given to us just to think of ourselves? If so, tonight we have an opportunity to recalibrate ourselves. If we have been spending quite some time thinking of our very own interests, tonight the Master is inviting us to become the very tree of happiness and peace by offering of our fruits, the fruits of our thoughts, the fruits of our words, the fruits of our actions to one another. And the Master guarantees to us that if we do this altruistic movement of offering of our God-given gifts to one another, we shall, by the grace of God, be able to multiply our talents, and the entire community shall experience well-being. So if we are seeking for well-being, tonight we have the answer. Master Jesus is showing us the pathway. The pathway lies in cooperating with each other and sharing our talents. So we will repeat our central question. What might be just one of our blessed talents in this reincarnation? Question number 2. How might we in the next 24 hours come to share this talent so that we too can be a tree of happiness and peace? And Master Jesus is reminding us that when we are not altruistic, when we choose to be selfish rather than altruistic, ego-centered rather than being of service, we work in the detriment of our own happiness. So if we would like to invest in our own happiness, Master Jesus is inviting us to offer of ourselves to one another. And Master Jesus closes this beautiful lesson by telling us, reinforcing to us, that it will only be when true unity becomes voluntary. In other words, when we choose to cooperate and share our talents with one another in the redeeming path of sanctifying work for the good of all, the kingdom of heaven will shine on the earth. So would we like to build a better experience for ourselves on the earth? If the answer is yes, we now know how to get there, working for the good of all. How so? By sharing our talents, by being the fruit of peace and happiness that Master Jesus offers to others through our own goodwill. And here is then the invitation of the Master for all of us. Now, having received this beautiful lesson from the Master, we now invite everyone to join us in our passes and prayer moment with our dear Luciana.
So let us close our eyes and feel these blessings, teachings from the Master really permeate our heart as we open the heart to receive these healing energies provided by the doctors and nurses that are here treating us at this moment in time. Let us visualize Master Jesus right in front of us with his arm open, ready to embrace us, giving us this healing hug where he can heal us, the physical and the spiritual body. We can see that this bright light coming from the Master cleans and restore each and every part of our body. We can feel lighter as this healing energy, this flow of love go through us. We feel so much love, and all this energy is healing and illuminating the pathways for us to continue this reincarnation successfully in the mission that we have. We feel so loved and warm, and as we continue to receive these healing energies, now we expand our vision and see that our whole house is being also enveloped in this healing energy. Everything and everyone is being healed. Plants, family members, pets, the whole house is being cleansed, energized, and harmonized by this love energy of the Master. And as our house is vibrating in light, we can visualize the whole neighborhood and then the whole planet receiving these healing energies from our loving Master Jesus. And as the planet receives this loving energy in gratitude, together with the mentors of the Spirit Society of Virginia, the mentors, the doctors, and the nurses, we pray for all our brothers and sisters in greater need, the ones that are sick and are in hospitals or waiting to be treated. We pray so that they receive this loving energy in this moment in time. We pray for all families. We pray for all children. We pray for everyone in great need. And with the permission of the doctors of Master Jesus, we close these prayerful, blissful moments of today. And so be it.
Thank you, friends, for joining us. Remember, you can sip a little bit of that water and continue taking it throughout the week. The remedies that the good spirits pour into it will help ourselves as a whole. Meanwhile, let us reflect on the message that Carol shared with us that Jesus is recommending to us. It's our main treatment. And let's have hope always that we on earth are progressing, never regressing. All right? If you have any question, write to us at cardiacradio@gmail.com. Thank you, friends, and until next time.